Good evening, everybody. So I've been sick the last couple of days. Hopefully I'll get back to video making real soon. I had a different video recorded, and I just got done with it, and kind of hearing it through. I'm not sure if I'm gonna upload that video or this video. So I'm gonna give it a second try with this one. Mainly what I originally made was coming to trying to say to people is winged mindset is relatable. It's not the right mindset to have, but it's a very relatable mindset. And the more I thought, as I was talking to the video, and the more I was thinking about it, it kind of dawned on me. I feel like I didn't hit the points I wanted to talk about. And really, I'm looking at wings from an outsider perspective, who's already past his mindset and who's looking back at it. And I'm looking at this, and all I want to say simply is, it is relatable. His mindset of being a reclusive, what I relate, because I'm a reclusive person, his just wanting to just wake up, sleep, work, eat, and use the bathroom are relatable. And I think people do understand that those things are relatable. And I think also people forget there are people who are like that in their daily life, right? They may not act like it, they may not show it, but those people do exist more in your life than you can imagine. And no, Wings is very cool about it. I relate with that too, where I'm just a very straightforward, cool individual where I just I just don't care. I just want to be left alone. And that's how I was. And on my original video, I felt like it failed on that perspective. I think it failed to really kind of give people a better, and not any sympathy at all. I'm not giving him sympathy, but I want people to understand that yes, his mindset is wrong, but it coming from a place when you look at it from an outside perspective, with just as it is, it's relatable. And as I already said, like him wanting to just, you know, sleep, it's real. It's a real feeling. And someone can say that he's depressed, which could be true, but is honestly from the outside perspective, and if you were able to look at it inside, it's like he's just defeated. He's been beaten down, and he has admitted it a number of times where just been beaten down to the point where I just don't want to do anything. Where waking up is just more of a chore than actually something I want to do for the next day. And I relate to that mindset. Now, I don't agree with the mindset, but I've been in it. And obviously, for me personally, I haven't been in the same shoes at the Wings, and I know this for personal experience. I know people who probably were in Wings shoes more likely, actually, but they still attempt to live. They were still driven by a goal or ambition. A close friend of mine was like that not too long ago. Like actually, a year ago, he was very much like that. He's like, I just go to work. I just like to be left alone, and I just go home and fall asleep. Where he was more or less reclusive. Now, mind you, he was in a toxic relationship, but also, like, I know another friend who was just working like ridiculous hours, and he's just like that. He's the same way like Wing, but they never gave up. Now, mind you, they never dealt with trolls who literally got to a certain point where, like, come on, like, we can't deny that Wing troll didn't go too far. But I will also say this, it's understandable why Wings troll him. It's understandable, right? Like, I think early on it made kind of sense to mess with him. But I think as time went on, it just kind of just went out of control. And I think because it went out of control and Winged really not trying to better himself, it just led to the current mindset where he's at. Like, I don't deny, I will say that he probably does love Kelly a lot. But to him, loving Kelly is no different than loving a dog. If you're going from an outside perspective, him doing his job is no different than me doing my job, right? Where it's very much like I don't have any real passion. I'm just here for a paycheck, right? I still try to do my best, but I'm just here for a paycheck, right? All I want to do is sleep. That's a real mindset. but it's a mindset you have to break from, because that's not a way to live life. And I also kind of do relate with him with the whole, like, I travel, right? I travel to here, I travel from there, and then it's all the same. And he's not wrong. I honestly think that there's a certain point where, like, certain things just kind of just blend into each other. Now, that's not a good mindset in most places, but he's not wrong about that. Now, maybe I do have some sympathies for him, right? But I won't defend him. If someone says, like, oh, you're defending him, like, I'm not defending him. And I'll strictly say it here. His mindset is toxic. But it's relatable. And we all seen it with our own eyes, with whether it be ourselves or with people. But the difference is that you do your best to break out of it. You develop a hobby. Last year I was like that. And what I eventually ended up doing was splitting for some people, and I got into gun club, and that gave life back to me. I started to take the gym more serious. I slowly started to read books again this year. It's a slow process, but it's something you have to do for your own sanity. And I think for somebody like Winged, he has to get into those small hobby. And I think the failure about it all is that people are asking Wings to do these big steps. No, Wings need to do small steps to get him somewhere. I mean, he's admitted that, like, he's scared of just getting a backlash or criticism. He is scared of doing anything new because, he knows that people are just going to wail on him. That's a real feeling that I've known. Like, I was like that, even myself. And I think other people can relate, but it's like, still, do it. Like, these videos, like, yeah, I would say that these videos, I do feel like sometimes I will get a backlash. I did with the Without the Disrespect video. But I still did it because, you know what, I still want to say something. Now, I think on, like, Wings, I don't have a big audience. Maybe I don't deal with a lot of trolls. But I think with the kind of person I am, I'd probably just roll with the trolls, actually. But I think Wings is so broken. And again, if we're going from the outside perspective, right? If you told somebody about Wings just without any context, like, say you went up to somebody, you told about Wings, they'll probably feel bad for him because, like, hey, these trolls are messed up. Like, he's messed up himself, but the trolls ain't any better. But at the same time, like, yeah, but, like, he shouldn't have that mindset. There's no reason. But it's relatable. And I think that the worst feeling about it for me, it's like, for me, my worst feeling, and why, I do feel sympathy, but also, like, a sort of disdain with myself, as I've been through this, all of it. And I just think that, the best way, the way I did it was just small baby steps. Hang out with friends again, go to the gym, build some type of Lego or something. I think that's what Wings needs, something that he can put his mind into for hours on end and enjoy himself. And I think people wanting him to go outside is kind of ridiculous. Like, if the man wants to be reclusive, let him. I'm a reclusive, right? But I think the things that he does are pretty stupid as well. Like, he's a reclusive, but, I don't want to walk out of my car to go into Walmart. I'm like, dude, even, like, as much as, like, sometimes I don't want to go outside, I actually do sometimes just, like, walking around Walmart for a little bit, like, getting lost. I don't know. I feel like now I got all the things I wanted to say. Because with my original video, I felt that I just kind of felt that I didn't get the things I wanted. But now I feel like I did, and I feel good. But ultimately, it's relatable. Like, I see it as you first sympathize, then you have a sense of apathy, and now it's like you don't hate the guy, and you slightly still feel bad for him, but it's like he did it to himself. He had every opportunity. It's sad, but he did it to himself. But you still hope for the best, and it's sort of like a weird stage of grief. But unlike grief, where somebody died, I think Wings internally died, and I hope that one day he'll get better. But I think I said enough, and I think I said what I wanted to say. More video on the way. I hope you guys have a good one. God bless.